Hey guys, what is up? Pritesh from MegaNerd Squad here, and today I will be reviewing Countdown. So Countdown stars Elizabeth Lail and directed by Justin Deck. So the premise of this movie is that there's this app called Countdown that people have downloaded, and it tells them how many hours, days, or months they're gonna live. Some people got 63 years, 1 month, 7 days, and 11 hours and 10 seconds. But it follows this girl who's having some family issues with her family, and she downloads the app just to see what it was, accepts all the agreements, and bam, she only has 2 days to live. Before you even get to the main character, there's this girl at the beginning of the movie. She downloads the app because kids at her party force her to, and it says she only has 2 hours to live. And she goes home, and 2 hours later she's in the rush bathroom, and all of a sudden something grabs her from on the roof. It doesn't even show you. And when the clock starts to hit 0, she falls and breaks her neck on the edge of the bathtub. And that's how you start the movie, which is actually really cool. But this movie is PG-13, so you barely see it, which really sucks. This is where we meet our main character, Quinn, played by Elizabeth Lail. Quinn downloads it and she says she has 2 days to live. So she doesn't really care about it too much because she doesn't think it's real. But then she starts seeing things. As the app gets closer, as the hours get closer to your death, you start seeing stuff like people from your past. Start seeing like little monster spirit that's actually super creepy. And that's how this movie goes forward. She meets someone else who's about to die as well, and that's her main love interest as well. And throughout this movie, I actually kind of enjoyed it, but it didn't help that it was PG-13, which is the one major complaint I had with this movie. If this movie wasn't PG-13, I think it'd be way better, because people want to see a horror movie, right? But when they kill someone, it's not really graphic. It's just they're dead. It's not fun if it's not R-rated, because you don't see any blood, you don't see any gore. And they tried too hard to play this as a PG-13 movie, and it shows. Some of the acting wasn't great in this movie either, but the characters for the most part were really fun to play with. And she just works in a hospital, and she's trying to prevent this Countdown app from actually setting off so she would die. So throughout this movie, she's trying to find a way. She meets a cell phone guy who actually can hack the apps, and she tries her with her love interest, and they figure out that he can hack, and he hacks the phone and sets their dates to like 60 more years. So they think that it works at first, and then it starts counting back down to 2 hours, and then all of a sudden the spirit's back is about to get her, and they go to a preacher, one of the best characters in the movie because he's super funny, and he tells them that he's been reading about this stuff all the time. He figures out that you had to put a salt ring with this a salt in a circle and this weird pattern to prevent the spirit from getting you when you die. And he figures out that if you survive 1 second longer than what it says you're supposed to, you breaks the curse basically. The love interest, Jordan Calloway, he's actually really good in this role. I know him from Black Lightning. He's really good in that role, so I like him there. And he does a really good job in this movie as well. He sees his dead brother from his past, and he steps over, and the spirit grabs him, and he runs outside, and as soon as you see him, he says, "She let me go," and then all of a sudden a car rams into him and crushes him to a tree between him and a car, which is actually probably the best kill of the movie, and the most graphic, but it's still a PG-13 movie, so it doesn't show much, which is the most disturbing thing about this movie. If this movie was rated R and actually played with the idea that it was rated R, they could have done so much more with this movie, and I think it would have been way more enjoyable. By the end of this movie, they're back in the hospital, and they're trying to defeat the spirit, and they only have like a minute or two left, and she's with her sister who also has a minute or two left. It's just really cool because the spirit is actually really creepy in this movie. Even though it's a PG-13 movie, the spirit looks scary. Like, it made me jump a few times, but I do jump for every jump scare, but that's not the point. The jump scares actually were decent, and the spirit was so creepy. It's, oh my god, they did a really good job. The art department did a really good job with the making, or the CGI, whatever. It was super creepy, the spirit was. At the end of this movie, she actually realizes that she needs to kill herself before the timer runs out, so that way it will break the curse. So the original way they were going to do it is they're surviving 1 second after, but they're out of the circle now and they're in the hospital. So they're nowhere near the circle anymore. She actually stabbed herself with a needle that has whatever you use to kill people with, and she dies. And it breaks the curse, and the spirit makes her float in the air after she's dead and just disappears. And then her sister runs to her and finds another pen that revives her, that saves her from dying. And she wakes back up, and that's kind of how the movie ends. There were not many kills in this movie, which was very unfortunate because I would have liked to see way more kills with this countdown app. So there's basically 3 or 4 deaths in this movie, that's it throughout the whole movie, which is kind of sucks. And again, it's PG-13, so you don't really see anything. They go to her mom's grave because she died a while back, and the movie ends by her checking her phone and saying, "Countdown version 2 has been downloaded," and that's where it ends. So it's setting up for a sequel, but if they don't make this movie R-rated, I don't know if I want to see a sequel. This movie was decent. I actually did like the characters of this movie. The spirit was pretty cool to see. Main problem was it was PG-13 and some stuff was laid back. Like they had to push some stuff back because it was a PG-13 movie. But overall I kind of enjoyed this movie. I'm going to give this movie a 7 out of 10. I did enjoy the characters, I liked the spirit. Main gripe was that it was PG-13 and there was some stuff in it that wasn't to my liking as well. And most of it had to do with the fact that it was PG-13 and they had to layer some stuff. They had to push some stuff back, and that way it couldn't grow as a movie. I did like the idea, but it is kind of like Final Destination where you know you're gonna die, but you had to escape death. But this is basically just a countdown timer. But I did like the premise of the app because it's in modern ages now. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you guys did enjoy, leave a like, subscribe if you're new to the channel, and hit that bell so you know when we drop new videos. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Protection from MegaNerd Squad signing out.